As the clock clicks, so also time goes by. It is the range of time, the season of activities, the past and also the present, the future, which behold, no one can know. The future can only reveal itself to those, who are focused and vision concentrated, and also to those who have very, very hard working. You have a little clear of the future, when you are on the right side. But when you're not on the right side, the future itself will look so blur. It will look so dumb and it will look so black. So, which category are you? But basically, it is agreed that the future itself is something that one can view on and also have a clear clue on when working on a very hard and a very successful ground. On this special day, we have here her African lady and her husband. For several reasons, one will be thinking that they are moving all these goodies, or should I say, kaya in African terms, to the new house. Something that is being built in newly is so hard, to start occupying it with old interests or old properties. For some persons who prefer the old properties to the new one. I mean, the old utilities to the new one. But always standing on the special day, African lady and her husband do not only get some of it eradicated, but also keep some, for future purpose. The reason why, most persons keep some properties for papers, mostly pictures, and also other intensities for papers, I think is for the younger ones to have a view about what actually occurred at that season, at the time. And this is where we come for history. If you look in the museum and also check in other special centers, I call the special centers here, that's where you see some of those old items are being stored and placed. They are being kept for future papers for the younger ones to have knowledge or to have idea about what event took place on that particular day. So eradicating all the properties, I think, is not a great view. But you can see here, they are not actually doing all the packing, all the eradication, all the burning of the whole properties. They kept some, for future purposes and also for future years. Yes, I called it future years. It might seem, it sounds somehow like, what am I going to do with some old parts? What am I going to do with some old vines? What am I going to do with some old knives or with some old tables? Well, when the time comes, you note that some of those things are a little bit important. Where there are some category of persons that don't like accommodating or keeping those old properties, according to them, is quoted. Without keeping of old properties is somehow good. When you have a storeroom, just look as an African lady have to gotten a kind of a safe place for these properties to be kept safe for the future purpose, for future use. So on reaching or entering here, should they recognize, or they have to notice that some of the properties are on getting damaged, so they converted some of it to be firewood, and also the ones that are not spoiled, they also kept them for future use. How do you keep your old properties? How do you handle it? How do you tend using it? How do you tend storing it safer place for future use or for future reference? Please, if you have any interesting, should I say, years to encourage or to enlighten others or to educate others on how to do same, please just drop it at the comment section so that others will also benefit from this particular episode. If you dive in a recent video, you realize that there is a lot of changes going on in our African lady environment. Yes, you can see that our African lady is now only staying alone right now, and the assistance of her husband brothers have to come to aid. And one thing I love about them, the cooperation and the division of labor, the spirit of the division of labor goes a very high way in this family, and the coming together to perform certain duties is one of the striking, should I say, yes, striking, cute, unique attitude which they emulate. So you can see that not only her, doing all the chores, not only her, carrying out the arrangements, the brothers have to come together to aid her in the arrangement of these properties. You agree with me that our African lady, she's an easygoing person. She's not rigid, she's flexible, and she's transparent, in her way, in her behavior, and also in her character. She doesn't change anything in her. She believes living originality. Yes, dear sister warned, that is original in her actions, in her color, in her looks, in her appearance. Yes, that is Rosary. She is, characterized to be a true and a real African lady. When you talk about African lady in the Chinese environment, you will notice that she actually displayed this attribute. Never mind, to be like the other person, never changing her hairstyle, never changing her look, never changing her personality or her character or speak. She's always who she is, and that gives her a unique, side, a unique being, and made her to be distinguished, or should I say, yes, to be distinguished among others. Some persons say that African ladies are workaholic. Well, I don't know where that name is coming from, but I will tell you that African ladies, they are not workaholic. Workaholic means someone is, for those that don't understand, is someone that that do work and work and work and work and work every working able working. Well, I would like to say we are not workaholic, but we like doing things, at the right time, at the right place. We can't just fold our hands, see work undone. You always do the work and ensure that the work is done properly. That is one of the things, about our African lady. You can see that she's not workaholic. She usually hate him, whenever they are doing one thing or the other, she hate them. He doing one thing or the other. That helps and gives her upper hand and shows that, yes, she's well trained and well, groomed by her mom. She's not the kind of person, that wants to, okay, say, let me run away from work. This work is many, let me run away. Oh, she's not the type. She's often, hidden. As you see, the cleaning of the house and also the preparation to move to the new house is ongoing, and every old tools, is being, destroyed, and the most important one or the important tool are being kept, for use, for future use. Some interstates are being kept, for use, while some other interstates has been, they've been, renewed, like recreated, renewed, refurnished, or rebrand, like painting, arranging, or destroying and rebuilding it, while some other interstates do not allow the privilege or the chance for changes. So such the properties or such utensil is usually turned into firewood or being destroyed for other purposes. They'll still serve a little purpose before he's been destroyed. The joy that fills one heart, when acquiring or moving to a new building is so much, in this family. As you see, all hands on decks, and they were able to do this work perfectly and on time for them to, have rest. And you can see that everywhere is properly clean and arranged. Alright, this is where I'll be wrapping up today's episode. I hope you're enlightened onto this package. Please do stay tuned and stay blessed. And always remember, lovelies, stay cool for now. Bye for now.